I recently read Slow Productivity by Cal Newport. Cal says the way we've been working no longer works. Our busyness makes us too busy to frantically respond to emails and work chats, which leads to more messages moving from meeting to meeting, which leads to more action items and more hours. Take a second to consider what work is worth slowing down, what project may take you twice as long and still be worth completing, what work is worth rushing to achieve remarkable results. Slowing down gives you space to think and time for your work to develop. Something extraordinary. If your output depends on cognitive effort, then you are a knowledge worker, and your success will be less about how busy you are than how good your judgment is and how often you find new ways to get things done. According to the slow productivity philosophy presented by Cal Newport, promotes good decisions in creative thinking by focusing on 3 pillars. Pay less attention to quality and work at a natural pace. Here are 3 strategies to achieve all 3. 1. Create a busy buffer. Release a pressure. 2 and 3. Risk looking lazy. Create a busy buffer. 1744. Ben Franklin worked wildly to expand his book printing business. He hired the assistant of a British printer named David Hall to open a 3rd printing franchise in the West Indies, but Hall's business in the West Indies he helped Franklin manage his 2 United States missions before leaving for America. Print shops, and he was so good that after a few weeks Franklin no longer had to deal with the many small annoying tasks required to run his print shops, and he felt much less busy, so Franklin decided to keep Hall in America and sell him half. Deciding to give up his printing business, he gave up future profits so he could master his time. If Hall would serve as a buffer between Franklin and the tyranny of small tasks, Franklin would never have to pay attention to bigger things. Not being able to find the time to concentrate and become a skilled inventor and the founder of the United States of America, hiring someone who can handle the many annoying tasks that make life so hectic should be the goal of every ambitious person, but a few steps start by creating office time blocks that you can pick up first, then creating office hours. Take an hour off in the morning and afternoon to prevent small communication tasks from piling up and wasting your time. During your office hours, you're on Zoom, Slack, or Microsoft's Teams chat, and keep your phone on silent so you be prepared to answer questions or requests from coworkers, clients, and colleagues and get to the bottom of an issue faster than if you get a vague email response. Eager to help, and we can iron out the specifics that used to take 6 emails, go back and forth, and in 30 minutes it becomes clear what is required. This can now be accomplished in a quick 3-minute discussion. Having office hours has the added benefit of making them more accessible to the requesters. Extra effort is required from them, so that they can either take the time to attend to show or they find a way to solve a problem themselves. Another business buffer called a reverse task list you can set up to limit tasks from others as a reverse task list. A reverse task list, your to-do list, is made public so that your coworker. Cal Newport says clients and colleagues should add their task requests directly to your task list rather than emailing you. This works in your favor because when a requester sees, depending on how full your plate is, they may be hesitant to give you more work and will likely shorten the request. The reverse task list requires people to spend more time specifying what they need from you, which simplifies the execution of requests later. You can also use these public lists to keep people updated about the status of tasks you're currently handling, preventing them from happening. To keep you up to date on how it's going, Newport suggests using an online convo board like Trello for your reverse task sponsor list. If you just have a lot on your to-do list and you can't help but find someone ready to put you to work so you can focus on the things that matter. Like Ben Franklin, Athena is the sponsor for today's video. Athena will pair you with a specific assistant who will tackle even the smallest of tasks at work and in your life. They can answer most emails, book your business trips, take care of meal planning, grocery delivery, and more. Athena interviews 30,000 potential assistants per month, picks the best of them, trains them on the latest AI tools, and sends them to thousands of business owners and employees in companies like Airbnb, Stripe, and OpenAI. Provides the necessary equipment to support the needs of the public, using Athena. Become a 10x rep. Athena is giving Productivity Game viewers $1,500 in credit in the first month. Click the Athena link in the description below to learn what tasks a specific assistant can do for you now. Slow down the pressure. Productivity strategy number 2. Release the pressure. 1966. The Beatles had a terrible tour. They upset a political leader in the Philippines and the locals refused to move their stage equipment to America, threatening to kill them from the KKK. Threats were received because he said he would be more popular than Jesus when his tour was over. They announced that they would never tour again. This proved to be a blessing, as without the pressure of releasing their next album for the tour dates or the need to create music for a live audience, they were able to create new sounds in the studio. They were free to experiment with whatever they distorted and manipulated sounds by combining different musical styles on the same track and integrated Indian instruments into their songs. After 700 hours in the studio, which was 60 times longer than their previous album, they released Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club. The band produced the album, which peaked at number 1. Charted longer on the Billboard charts than any other Beatles album and ushered in a new era of progressive music. Sometimes you have to release the pressure to create something so you have time to experiment with new ways. You refine the style and find a new path. That means if you're dying to start a business, don't quit your job and put unnecessary time and financial pressure on yourself until you can build something you can afford on evenings and weekends. One that generates a steady flow of sales simply by announcing that you're releasing a new product, just like turning to a book or online course. When you're on the path to building something special, you're prone to perfectionism. Want to take the time to focus on quality without leaning forward. The Beatles walked the fine line between perfectionism and the pursuit of high-quality work while living here. By the time they had at least 2 singles they liked in the studio, they released those 2 singles to the public and then experienced the pressure of releasing the remaining songs on their new album. Slow productivity strategy number risky looking lazy. 3. Risk looking lazy. If you went back on a random weekend in 1966, you'd probably see author John the 1100th lying on a picnic table in his backyard, staring at a large ash tree. MC often looked unproductive and lazy when he working through complex writing problems in my mind and trying to piece together a new thing. Whatever article or book he was working on at MC, he realized early in his career that great work doesn't require much activity. It requires deep insight, and that's when it comes to it's when you go on a long walk in the middle of the workday or lie on your back staring at a tree. Lin-Manuel Miranda was composing the lyrics to Hamilton's musical. He would take long aimless walks in New York City with his dog and listen to the background music of his songs over and over again on his headphones until he felt a jolt of inspiration. And I didn't feel like I had much free time to think. It may not yield impressive results 12 months from now, but it'll make you more likely to produce impressive work in 10 years. John MC's seemingly lazy approach to work has made him one of the most respected writers at The New Yorker. Made it, and the result became 29 published books and a culminating surprise. Pushes back the hustle, experiments with conclusion culture and working less, focuses on quality and works at a natural pace, a reverse to create a busy buffer. Start by building office time into the to-do list and then release the pressure and risk looking lazy so you can slow down and produce high-quality work that stands the test of time. And that was the core message that I gathered from Slow Productivity by Cal Newport. Cal Newport is one of the best authors in the field of productivity, and he definitely does not disappoint with this book. I highly recommend it. If you liked this video, please like, share, and as always, thanks for watching and enjoy yourself a productive week.